Welcome to week 7. Baltimore Ravens versus the Lions. Actually, the other way around. I believe we're playing an away game. Detroit is. But anyways, this is the preview for it. Let's get crack-a-lacking. All right. First things first. We're going to go through the Ravens. Ravens had a somewhat decent day. It was honestly not a very good game for them. I know Lamar Jackson, from what I was told and from what I watched, made a lot of mistakes last week, and they really didn't get any touchdowns. They just got basically a shit ton of freaking field goals. Apparently, they were in love with the field goal last week. I don't know, but I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to have a game like that again. I think he's going to bounce back, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, I believe they had around 12 to 13 drives. They had around, I think, 200 yards of offense. And they didn't actually, and they got like maybe 5.1 yards per play, passing and running. Their running yards, honestly, weren't that big. They were not able to get shit done on the ground. I think it was like a 3.6 yards per carry from what I saw. So, but these guys have some really good receivers, plus a really good rookie receiver that they have in Zay Flowers. Man, that guy is going to be unstoppable for the rest of the year. So, honestly, keys for them to win is going to be get it into your speedy receivers. He also got like a really good tight end. I think his name is Mark Ingram. I could be wrong on the name. I get that and another player's name mixed up all the time. So, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. So, but if keys for them to win is going to be give it to Zay Flowers and Mark Ingram, and also they've been spreading the ball around quite well. So that receiving core, expect quite a bit of throws. Also, Lamar Jackson needs to use his legs as well. And that's one of the things with Detroit that we struggle on. I'm going to be honest with you. We are not very good with mobile quarterbacks. This is going to be a test for that Lions defense. We'll get to that later. But what the Ravens need to do is Lamar Jackson needs to use his legs, and he needs to be able to get them out to those receivers. Like I said, I don't think they're going to run very well against this Detroit pass rush, just because the fact is I think we're the best in defensive run blocking. Not defensive run. You know what I'm talking about. But I don't think they're going to get their run game is not going to go very well this Saturday, Sunday. But I could be wrong. You never know. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the keys to the game. Also, Lamar needs to cut down on the interceptions. I know he had a couple of them yesterday. Also, another thing that was really weird last week is they had a lot of penalties too, and I think there was like 20 penalties between both the Titans and the Ravens, and I know the Ravens had a good amount of them. So maybe that's an edge to the Lions, because last week we didn't really have that many. Honestly, we really didn't have that many penalties. We actually did quite well in terms of that status. So I think we only had maybe like 3 or 4 penalties that stand for 35 yards. But neither did the Bucs either. So to be honest with you, I think those were just two very disciplined teams. Now, you got my Detroit Lions, man. I love them so much. But anyways, they're coming off a big win out in Tampa. Went up to a beast of a defense. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm honestly really impressed that we got 20 points to begin with, in my honest opinion. So, but yeah, that defense was pretty good. Like I said, that defense was pretty good. Lions, their stats were around, I think, 10, 11 drives. They had, 350 passing yards. Actually, 350 yards just in general, and then like 46 of those yards were rushing yards. But to be honest with you, once David Montgomery went down, we were not able to run the ball. And I think that's going to be a detriment towards the coming game, because this is not a bad defense that we're going to go against. They got a couple sacks, and honestly, like the Titans weren't able to. They were able to at least stop Derrick Henry, and that's a really good running back. So I don't think the run game is really going to be effective here. If Jameer comes back, we may get some flashes. I'm going to be honest with you, but they got a pretty good run defense. On top of that, Amon-Ra St. Brown had a day. Craig Reynolds had a day. Jamo with that big giant catch had a day. Honestly, Jared Goff's been slinging it to like 10 different people all at the same time. So we need to do a lot of that this week. The keys to the game for the Lions this week is contain Lamar Jackson on D. Like, this is going to be more, I think, more of a defensive test than an offensive test, because Lamar Jackson is a mobile quarterback and he will burn you if you're not careful. All right. Same with those receivers. Our cornerbacks, I think our cornerbacks might get burned here a little bit, just because the fact is we don't have that star stud cornerback like a Darius Slay or Trayvon on the freaking 49ers. I can't remember his name. But yeah, so I do think the Ravens are definitely going to be hitting the flats a little bit. I could also see them doing the middle of the field because we got a couple of rookies there, aka Jack Campbell, even though he's been balling great. So offensively, try to run the ball. We need to make sure that we keep them honest. So I'm not saying we need to completely abandon the run, but we do need to at least keep them honest, run them. We need to run the ball a little bit. All right. But other than that, what we need to do, in my honest opinion, is we need to hit Amon-Ra a lot, because I think the middle of the field is going to be opened up very well here. I know they have a lot of injuries, especially in their backfield of the defense. So I definitely think this is going to be more of a passing game on Jared Goff. But you never know. So Jared Goff needs to show up. He's got to have a good game on Sunday. So this defense, this is going to be a nail biter, boys. Like, I honestly think the score is going to be rather close. In my honest opinion, if I was able to give you a score right now, I would say, well, you know what? Let's go 20-23. See what happens. Maybe 2023 Lions, we get a knockoff field goal to hit it up. So, but anyways, it's been fun. I love y'all. And always ride that Honolulu wave.